This year, New Jersey gave me a challenge. 25 state parks in 12 months. Hike 1 starts here. The year is barely 3 days old, and I'm already restless. January 3rd, 2026. A cup of morning coffee in my hand, and an idea finds me. I stumble across the New Jersey State Parks Celebrate 250 Challenge. A year-long journey. A chance to see this state through new eyes. At first, the big goal called to me. 250 hiking miles, the highest tier. But as I scanned the list of parks and those short little trail distances, I started to see what that really meant. More driving than wandering. More highways than dirt under my boots. So I made a deal with myself. I'd go for the 25 different parks tier instead, and let the miles be a side quest. A quiet tally I'd track with screenshots of my all-trail stats as the year rolls on. 2 hours later, I'm not thinking about resolutions anymore. I'm lacing up my boots and rolling toward a place I knew well, Double Trouble State Park. If you spend enough time in the Pine Barrens, Double Trouble becomes a kind of home base. A spot you return to for easy hikes, quiet water, and those long canoe runs down Cedar Creek. Double Trouble's story started in the 1800s as a company town built around cranberries and lumber. Cranberry bogs, a sawmill, and a packing house turned this patch of pine forest into a small industrial outpost, carving a living out of the wetlands. Now, it's a state park that feels like it's caught between worlds. Part preserved history, part recovering wilderness, part working landscape that never fully stopped breathing.
There's an opening up here. Get some pictures of the Cranberry house. Whoa. Sticker bushes. Yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. This is the Stillwater Trail. This is about a 3-mile loop trail. I think it's about 2.7 or something like that, but it's going to take a little bit longer than it's posted, just with the filming and everything, all the up and back, pick the camera back up and all that kind of stuff. So wouldn't be surprised if I got about, like, I don't know, 3.5 miles total in with all the back and forth and everything. But we're already at our first detour here. Wanted to get some pictures of the old Cranberry bog house over there. So once we loop around, I'll take you over there. We can show you around the historic buildings and stuff. But I don't think I've ever been on this side of the building here. So wanted to check that out. It looked nice with the sun and everything hitting it, so I got some pictures of it. So all right, so yeah, let's get started.
The air that morning sat in the low 20s, but the cold didn't feel like a warning. It felt like permission. I chose the Sweetwater Trail, the longest loop here, for my first steps of 2026, and set off a little after 9 a.m. The trail underfoot was compact sand, scattered with dry pine needles, the classic Pine Barrens texture. Surprise snow squalls in the days before had left a thin dusting of white, just enough for the remaining snow to glow against the browns and grays of the winter forest.
Everything looks good so far. The trail's in good shape. I saw some cyclists earlier, and this part of the trail is pretty close to the Garden State Parkway. So just kind of walking through this point, and then once we get to the quieter areas, this is where I'm going to stop and kind of focus more, so I don't have all this background noise of the vehicles and stuff. So, but not bad. I feel pretty good. I got layers on, so if I start getting a little too warm, I can just strip down and everything. So, but I did not take the Be Bold, Go Cold strategy this morning, so I did start out a little bundled up, so I figured going to low 20s, it's not something I wanted to start out. So if I get hot, then I'll just kind of open up, vent out a little bit, but I'm not really expecting to get too hot. It's just pretty level trail, not much elevation gain, and yeah, so I don't think I'll be overheating.
For a while, the Garden State Parkway ran alongside my path, its constant traffic noise buzzing through the trees like a reminder of the world I'd just stepped away from. But the moment I crossed the Cedar Creek Bridge, the sound began to fall back, and a different kind of quiet started to take over. Past the bridge, a cluster of cranberry bogs came into view, their surfaces just beginning to lock under a fragile skin of ice. It was the kind of ice that tempts you with daydreams of pond hockey, even though you know it's never going to be thick enough to trust. The trail threaded between two bogs, carrying me through a corridor of muted winter color. Even in the dead of winter, beauty hangs on here. Faded reds in the bog vegetation, dull golds pressed against blue-gray ice, little pockets of color refusing to vanish.
Wide awake in a spell, smoking like a signal in a dream. Silver dollar sinking down, and dizzy lightness in between. I found you just like an open window inside a new shade of green. I could live under this open window. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Baby, your color burns through me.
Then the trail narrowed and folded into a tunnel of dense pine forest, the kind that swallows sound and light. Small creeks shadowed the path, their surfaces frozen into stillness, while the unseen water kept moving beneath. A reminder that flow doesn't always announce itself on the surface. I couldn't help wishing I'd been here a day earlier, when snow still clung to the branches. Instead, I was walking through the echo of that snowfall, catching the leftovers, patches of white that hinted at what I'd just missed. Another bend in the trail turned me back toward the historic heart of the park. Before the buildings appeared, another wooden bridge pulled me to a stop, arching over Cedar Creek. In the heat of summer, this bridge is alive with people. Swimmers, sunbathers, and paddlers launching canoes to ride the creek's twists and turns for hours until they drift into Dudley Park. On this cold January morning, though, it was just me and the slow, steady flow of water carving through a frozen landscape. The challenge I'd signed up for suddenly felt less like a checklist and more like a long, winding river of days like this.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Baby, your color burns through.
A few more turns and the trees opened up to the first of the historic buildings, the old sawmill. Its metal siding wore a patina of rust like an old work truck that's long past showroom shine but still refuses to quit, its weathered skin telling you exactly how long it's been standing here. Scattered around it lay a mix of aged and newer equipment, farming implements and tools that looked like they'd been dropped mid-story. This wasn't just scenery. It was evidence that people pushed hard against this landscape, then stepped back and let it breathe again. Farther along, the park's crown jewel came into view, the historic Cranberry packing house. Perched at the edge of the bog, the building almost looks like a mansion from a distance, but it was built for work. Processing, packing, and shipping cranberries out into the wider world. The details feel like a love letter to craft. Thoughtful lines, balanced proportions, ornament that doesn't need to shout. It's a stark contrast to the plain concrete boxes that came later in the 20th century. Proof that even utility buildings can be beautiful when someone cares how they meet the landscape. Walking around the packing house, it struck me how close this place came to disappearing. I'm grateful these structures were preserved so that future visitors, people like me with cameras and half-formed goals, can walk through this layered history instead of just reading about what used to stand here. I followed the path back to the parking lot, boots creaking on frozen ground, the Sweetwater Trail slowly releasing me. The first hike of 2026 was officially in the books. 3.7 miles logged, a screenshot saved, one part checked off the list. But it felt like more than just numbers. In a year that will be measured in miles, parks, and screenshots, this small, spontaneous decision to step onto a familiar trail had quietly shifted something. The Celebrate 250 challenge may be framed as tiers and totals, but for me, it starts here. With cold fingers, soft winter light, a camera bag full of vintage glass, and a simple promise to keep moving. Hike 1 of 25 is done. The rest of the story is waiting on the trail ahead. I hope you continue to join me as I hike through this challenge through the year. I'll see you soon on the trail.